Capricorn transit video. So this is related to Taurus energy. So what you will be working on is surrendering your conscious awareness to being able to trust in God more than what you physically see. Know when to quit. Realize it's not over until you say so. Do you want to drag people to prove a point or have peace? Okay, so your new moon is initiating this awakening process for you. You need to learn how to surrender to your higher divine power instead of trying to physically move things into existence that do not belong, or trying to pull things into your life physically that is kind of like impossible. It's like you're trying to jump, like in checkers, when you're trying to jump over a spot and like you can't jump over the sea, you got to move differently. So it's time for you to start moving differently, and it's no rush. Take your time. But I think the time that is being taken, or given rather, the time that you have with you right now is to help you transition into understanding that the trust that you're surrendering to the divine. It may take time for you to practice, so it's time to start practicing now, because you don't want your life to suffer from being disobedient. And the full moon is going to take place in your 3rd house. So you may not be physically traveling right now. You may physically be stuck somewhere, and your mind may be traveling more than your body. And it's time for you to wake up and pay attention to what is really taking place in a spiritual sense, because your outer environment, what you may be seeing, is physically stopped. Like you're not going out, you're not moving as much, you're in a fixed spot where you have to pause. And if you try to push the pause to go when you have no power to do that, you're going to miss out on the divine message that's being given to you, because it's time for you to sit and be quiet and go into a state of awareness where you're more in touch with your astral body than your physical body. And then you start to develop that consistency, and then you start to look at, even though your physical reality is on pause, you start to look at it differently. So when it starts to get back in motion, you have a whole new attitude, because you let things go that were kind of blocking your runway. You're starting to move those things out the way, so when it's time to take off, you can just move forward. And because you talk with the divine more frequently, you learned how to surrender to God more frequently, the conversation you have with people in your immediate environment would be different too. You'll be more nurturing than cold. You'll be more optimistic about where your life is headed, and it'll allow you to be more open to learning something new about the environment you're already in. Like I was saying, you'll start to have that balance where you surrender how you feel or think your physical environment is, and you start to see it for what it truly is, which is just a reflection of you. And how do you take care of yourself? If you take care of yourself and hold yourself at a high self-esteem, as Taurus energy normally does, then you will feel the same way about your environment and start to act on it while you're at a pause period. Because when things start moving and you never took care of your environment the way you take care of yourself, it's going to cause more issues. And you're still going to be stumbling, trying to figure out, feeling like you got to play catch up, and exhausted, and you only got so much energy to use in a given day or a given time period. You have to change your perception of your reality. It's time for you to shift. Okay, so the divine message we have for Sun, Capricorn, translating the 9th house. Sun and Capricorn, translating the 9th house. Sun and Capricorn, translating the 9th house. You need to put more faith in what you don't see. And then just take care of yourself day by day, and you'll start to see opportunities where you once thought it was a dead end. Okay. You may have this enlightening experience through talking to a sibling or someone that you learned a lot from or you grew up with. So yeah, we got the 9 of Bows. Yeah, someone is going to offer you some type of support to help free you mentally out of this space. And you see that this is a power that's bigger than you. You need to let it go or release. Yep, because there is opportunity that's coming. The tables are turning. And you want it to turn in your favor. You want to see that it's turning in your favor rather than see it as you have to go through something you really don't have the time or you feel like you have the time to do. No, you have to go through this in order to toughen you up and make you stronger, in order to handle all the things that you want in the future. Otherwise, you just waste it. And you got the 8 of Bows. Yeah, definitely. So it's, yeah, like I was saying, Capricorn is very slow moving, so it will take baby steps, but overall energy, you got the Sun. So you're gonna feel good. It's gonna be a good thing. You're gonna be happy. But you only can get to that joy and abundance and happy disposition, that contentment, is if you allow things to change. Allow yourself to go within. Allow yourself to set an intention that is in alignment with what you want, your purpose. Okay? So this person is kind of chained up and blindfolded. They don't see any other way out of a situation, but there actually is. You have to surrender. You gotta surrender. You can't do it all by yourself. If you did, then you wouldn't be here. And you may end up, you will have somebody who actually comes and helps you out the situation. They're gonna help you. Somebody's gonna come and help you. You're gonna have an opportunity for someone to come and have a conversation with you to help you get out of your own way, to help get rid of all the anxiety and bring you some peace, so you're able to celebrate. It could be a good friend. Or something may happen, or you may have to travel. You may have to travel somewhere and you don't want to go, or you have to figure out how you're going to get there. Or you may just feel like you got to do something by yourself and you don't know how it's going to happen. You got to surrender to it. It's not, if you know what you want, then you got to Amazon request it and put it in a cart and buy it and let God give it to you. And then you just continue, like I was saying, to work on just taking care of your emotional, mental state. Take care of your spiritual state. And you'll end up getting exactly what it is you want. 9 of Bows. In the most gracious of ways, because you didn't try to do it yourself. Okay, so we got the Queen of Disc, Knight of Cups, Knight in Shining Armor, with the Princess of Wands. So this could have to do with work, of course, Capricorn. But there's someone that's offering you an opportunity. I could also see like you being offered a position to work somewhere, but you have to start from the bottom, or you have to start at a position that you may not want to start at, because, I mean, it's the Queen of Disc. But she's compassionate, she's nurturing. So the person that's doing the offering with this Knight of Cups to this Princess of Wands, or this could be you extending an offer to someone that's younger than you, or they may not be very mature in how they want to act. You may have to look after this person. You may be babysitting or looking after somebody, and you're trying to teach them, and you may not know exactly how to do it because maybe you don't have any children, or maybe, you know, because they're not specifically your children, you don't want to be too aggressive or too angry or too something that kind of pushes them away from you. You want them to come closer and be able to talk to you and tell you something. but you're trying to figure out how to deal with it. You got the Prince of Wands at the bottom. And it's the King of Fire, the Leo energy heart. Somebody wants to talk to you. Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, Seven of Cups. There's an opportunity for one or both of you to get out of a confusing reuniting. There's a confusing situation where somebody got to make a decision. Somebody got to pick something, what they're gonna do, where are you gonna go. Eight of Bows. What do you decide? Okay, we got the Sun again. This is a good thing. You get an opportunity to prove to yourself what type of strengths, skills, talents, abilities that you actually have, and you don't have to depend on somebody else. Somebody may be looking at you as if you're a little lamb and you may be lost and you need help and guidance, and you may have to tell them, no, I got this. I can figure it out on my own. And although it may be a lot of pressure, 11:11, don't stress yourself out. Surrender to the divine to help you figure out which cup you should take, which thing you should be committed to. And you also want to examine the reasons why, because it's going to come up. It's going to be seen. And you are responsible for the decisions you make. No one else is. So their choices for you may be from a place of love and passion for you to have the best life, but you ultimately have to make the decision for yourself. And when you choose to do something because you want to do it and not for the attention or gratification of another, and you surrender the stress or the doubt or the fears of you actually being able to even do it in the first place, you end up seeing yourself very, very differently. You start appreciating yourself very, very differently. And somebody may have a conversation to help you see that more, or you may be the person to give someone else this pep talk moving forward so they don't, you know, 10 of Wands, feel burdened. Like somebody going somewhere, yeah, like somebody going on vacation, they don't want to leave their child behind, and they don't want to live people with babysitters or something like that, you know, people crazy in the world. You might have to tell them, like, look, yes, bad things do happen, but you don't have to manifest that shit in your life. You could choose to view things from a higher perspective, a higher view. You can have more trust in the divine power and know that things will happen, but at the end of the day, things are going to be in alignment. Things are going to be okay. Things will be balanced out, because that's just how the universe works. It's law. That's what Lord means. Lord means law. Okay? The law of the universe always wins. Okay? Red flower. So we got Angel, Isda, and Carnelian. So that's the activation card for you. Nourishment. Growth requires nourishment. As I grow, I gain well-being and strength, becoming a more radiant light on this planet for the spiritual benefit of all beings. I recognize that in giving to myself, I am ultimately giving to others. I embrace my power of choice to nourish myself with what truly feeds and empowers my body, mind, and soul. I explore my own ways to be healthy. I trust in my ability to nurture myself and others. Yes, take care of yourself. Carnelian is a good stone for the root and sacral chakras. Your root is the basic needs that are required for you to feel safe and secure within your own body. And the sacral chakra, and this next chakra up from the root, is creating the ability to feel what it is that the divine or your security is calling for you to take action on. This is your sexuality, your creativity. Everything comes from this place when it comes to, like, you know, very, very deep emotions. That's why it's in the reproductive area, because this is how you create or manifest things in your life. So if you are grounded and secure and you're emotionally balanced, you're able to create things in your life that are meant to be there. But if you're not grounded, then emotionally you're not going to feel comfortable or safe to move forward to the next level in your development. So keep that in mind, okay, for you and people in your environment. Okay, thank you so much for tuning into this message, and I'll see you later.